It's been a while, but we're back and we're going to be making chocolate chip zucchini bread. So in a large bowl, you're going to add 2 cups of brown sugar. Next, you're going to add half a cup of coconut oil. And next, you're going to add half a cup of unsweetened applesauce, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And with a mixer, if you have a stand-in up mixer, that would be awesome. I don't have one of those. I just have this handheld thing and it works perfectly fine. Just scrape down the sides and make sure that that is completely blended in. You don't want any of those chunks from the coconut oil in there. You definitely want this nice and smooth. Check that out. Once you're all set, you're going to add 2.5 cups of this shredded and strained zucchini. Definitely strain that zucchini, get all of the moisture out. You don't want any of that in there. And this was about 3 medium zucchinis that I shredded. And you're just going to fold and combine this. And at this moment, I realized that I had messed up. So there's my flax eggs. That's 3 of them. You can add them in now. It was not a big deal. The zucchini bread that you see at the end is definitely the zucchini bread that came out of this mistake, I promise. So in a separate bowl, you're going to grab a sifter and start sifting all of the dry ingredients, which is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. This is a cup of whole wheat pastry flour. That is a half a teaspoon of baking soda. There's a tablespoon of baking powder, and there is a teaspoon of salt. Throw that all in there, and then we're gonna have 2 teaspoons of nutmeg and a whole tablespoon, actually 3/4 of a tablespoon of cinnamon. Throw those in and just sift all of those ingredients. Actually, this is like therapeutic when I was doing this. I was really loving the sifting of this, if you will. That was like even fun to watch. I want to keep watching it over and over again. But anyway, once you're done, set that aside and bring back your wet ingredient bowl. You're going to add half of those dry ingredients into your wet ingredients. And this is like all standard baking stuff. And you just want to kind of mix it in until all of it's combined. You don't want to over mix, and just understand that there'll still be chunks because you have all of those pieces of shredded zucchini in there. So you just want to make sure that there's none of those dry ingredients really out there for you to see. You just want to make sure that that's totally combined like that. So at this point, you can add in any add-ins you want. So here I have a cup of chocolate chips. You can do a cup of raisins. You can do chocolate chips and a half cup of nuts, whatever your little heart desires. So I'm just going to keep it with the chocolate chips because that's how my kids like it and they're not really into the nuts. So once that's done, you're going to take 2 loaf pans that you have greased, and I've used vegan butter, and you're just going to split the batter here into those 2 loaf pans, and they're going to rise. I thought at first I should just throw it all into 1 loaf pan, but I was just like, oh, maybe I can get 2 out of these, and I totally did. So just make sure it's even and spread out as much as you can so that it bakes nice and even, because what it looks like is how it's going to bake. So just spread it all about as much as you can. Place it into an oven at 350 degrees for 55 minutes. Finally, this bread is done. Once the toothpick goes in and comes out clean, you are all set. So mine took exactly 55 minutes. I had them on the same rack in the center of the oven. So just run your knife along here and the bread should pop out pretty easily. I'm just trying to hurry here because there have been a few people that have been smelling this bread in our oven and are dying to have a piece. So I'm just going to cut a few slices here to show you what the insides look like. You can see some of the shreds of the zucchini, which we are totally okay with. You can do a finer shred if you don't want your kids to see it or anybody to be freaked out, but it's delicious. It's super moist. It's crunchy on the outside and nice and soft on the inside. It has that chocolatey taste. I mean, you cannot get any better than this bread. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you subscribe. I hope you hit like and don't miss another video.